everybody, this video is going to be hopefully the first of a new series called Forget Me Not Fridays. It's an idea I came up with yesterday, really to use up scrap pieces of yarn. And basically, hopefully every Friday I'm going to be showing you a new pattern, new crochet pattern, which you can use with just really small amounts of yarn. So I'm sure many of you have actually got lots of scrap pieces of yarn from many projects. But the idea is that we're going to be designing really small quick projects, so tiny little flowers and hearts and little things like that. And the idea is to, because it's called Forget Me Not Fridays, the idea is to then give the finished item to somebody to make them feel loved, to make them feel like they're not forgotten. So that could be an elderly neighbour, or it could be a relative or friend that you haven't spoken to in a while and you just want to send a little something in the post to say, you know, still thinking of you. And or it could even be somebody you've fallen out with, who you want to make amends with but you don't know how. Whoever you decide to give it to is entirely up to you. But this is going to be the first video, and in this video, because it's called Forget Me Not Fridays, I thought what better than making a little forget me not flower just like this. And we're going to be using two colours today. We're going to be using a bright yellow and we're going to be using a blue, or you can use a purple or a dark blue. These are actually DK light worsted weight yarns, but you can use any yarn you like. And I'm going to be using a 3mm crochet hook, but obviously you can use a 2.75 or 3.5 or whatever crochet hook that's suitable for the yarn that you're using. And I also recommend some scissors and a yarn needle. Okay, so let's begin. Okay, so the first thing to do is to take your yellow yarn, and even though I've got quite big balls of yarn, you really are not going to be using very much at all. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to chain 4, so we're going to work our slip stitch to begin. And then we're just going to chain 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to slip stitch into our first chain. So we find our first chain, just put our hook through and work a slip stitch. And that creates a little loop from our chains because they wrap around in a circle. In the centre of there you should have a little hole in the middle. You can see there, get the light on it. And into that little hole there in the middle, you can see, we're going to work 10 single crochet. Alternatively, if you're good with the magic ring, magic circle technique, you can actually work 10 single crochet straight into a magic circle as well. So we're going to put our hook for the centre of our chains. And if you can't see the hook, just put your hook in the middle and then push, and it should naturally find the centre, hopefully. And we're going to work 10 single crochet. So that's 1, back into the centre. Centre hole gets easier to see after a while. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. As you get towards the end, you might have to spread these stitches out. 8, to fit them in, let's move them over. 9, some more yarn, and the last one, 10, like so. Okay, and then you can just pull your tail end to tighten the hole a little bit, which it will do a little bit. So just check you've got 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 and 10. There we go. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put our hook into the first single crochet that we made, like so. And normally we do a slip stitch to join, but instead of grabbing the yellow to slip stitch, we're actually going to bring in our blue. So get your blue yarn, and instead of wrapping the yellow yarn over your hook, we're just going to put the blue yarn over the hook and just hold it in place and just bring that through both loops to work a slip stitch. And now we're working with our blue yarn. You can pull your tail ends just to make sure that's tight. And now we're going to work onto the petals. So we're going to go straight into the next stitch, so the next stitch along, and work a single crochet to begin. So that's the next stitch along. We're going to do a single crochet, and then we're going to do a double crochet in the same stitch. A double crochet in the same stitch. Oops. Okay. And then we're going to work a treble crochet in the same stitch as well. So that's yarn over twice to do a treble crochet. And we're going to go into the same stitch again. So that's 3 stitches all in one stitch. Pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Let's do a treble. Okay, and then all we're going to do is we're going to chain 1 like so, and then slip stitch in the top of our treble crochet. So what I do is I just swing my hook down over to that treble stitch. You can see the treble stitch there. So you've got to get your hook in there. So I just swing down and then put my hook through, bring the yarn through, and we're going to work a slip stitch like so. But don't worry, I'll show you again on the next petal. Then we're going to come back down to finish our petals. So we're going to do another treble, going into the next stitch now. So we're doing 3 stitches in each stitch around. So yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 to do a treble. Then we're going to do a double crochet in the same stitch. It's the double crochet. And then we're going to do a single crochet in the same stitch as well. So it's 3 stitches in every stitch. Right, so and that completes our first little petal, and the little one chain at the top and slip stitch creates just a little point. And we're going to repeat that for all the other petals over the remaining 8 stitches. So going into our next stitch, we start again with a single crochet, and then a double crochet, and a treble. Let's wrap around twice, same stitch, pull through. For a treble, you yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. Because any stitch higher than a double crochet and higher in US terminology, you just always yarn over and pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, until you end up with just 1 loop left. But after our treble stitch, we do our chain 1, and then finding there's our top of our treble stitch. We just want to swing our hook down. It's really hard to show slowly. Try and do it like that. Just swing it round, put it through the top of our TR, and bring the yarn through and work a slip stitch, like so. Then in the next stitch we come back down, so we start with a treble stitch, that's yarn over twice, pull through, then pull through 2, pull through 2 loops, pull through 2 loops. Then we do a double crochet, pull through 2, pull through 2, and then a single crochet all in the same stitch. So now we've worked over 4 stitches now, and we've created our second petal like so. Okay, so moving on to the third stitch, exactly the same. We just repeat the same steps. Going into the next stitch, we start with a single crochet, and then a double crochet, yarn over once, all worked into the same stitch, then a treble crochet, yarn over twice, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, get some more yarn, oops, without knocking the camera, I do apologise. Then we're going to chain 1, and then we need to slip stitch into that top of our TR there, so we just bring our hook down and put it through top of that TR, and then do a little slip stitch. Really badly. I shall leave that on camera there because it's not always perfect for me. Then we're going to come back down with a TR and the next stitch. Pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2. And then a double crochet in the same stitch. And then a single crochet in the same stitch. Oh dear, it's going all wrong today. There we go, single crochet. Just make sure the end is okay. And there we go, there's our third petal. And we just repeat that twice more over the last 4 stitches, doing 2 more petals. So I'm just going to speed up this video and just repeat exactly the same steps for the last 2. So just coming back down to the very last, finishing off the last petal. The last stitch is the one we were slip stitching into when we joined our blue. So we just go into there as normal and do our TR, treble stitch, and then our double crochet, and then our single crochet, all in the same stitch. And then what I do in the next stitch, which you can see there was the beginning of our first petal, in that stitch there, I'm just going to go put my hook into there, and I'm going to grab the yarn and just work a slip stitch, like so. Then I'm going to cut my yarn, yellow and the blue, pull that through, and there we have our finished little forget-me-not, like so. And what you can do with this, if you want to get that to the back, you can just thread that onto our yarn needle, and you can just thread it, just put it anywhere near the yellow to make sure that pulls down, and that gets your tail end to the back. And then you can either hide your tail ends, sew them in, or you can use these to connect to a hat or whatever, if you don't want to send it to anybody, because you don't have to. But there we go, there's our finished forget-me-not, and hopefully you can send this to somebody who, just to let them know you're thinking of them, as a little, perhaps a nice little thoughtful gesture. It's entirely up to you, of course you don't have to, you can just enjoy the free pattern. But I hope you enjoy this new series called Forget-Me-Not Fridays. I will try and do them every Friday. But thank you for watching, I really appreciate your support, and I shall be back soon for some more crochet fun. Thanks for watching, guys, bye!